Hey guys, my name is Hemi and today we'll be going over YLOC second grade lesson number 3 worksheet. So we're looking at counting on tens and ones, right? So a very simple format that I would recommend when we're adding numbers or subtracting numbers is this format right here. So we choose the sign we're using, which is addition, right? Right here, you see they're adding, and then we just put a number and then a number, and then you find the final answer. So in this case, it would be plus, right? Because we're looking at this example right here, 72 plus 6. So always put the greater number on top. So 72 is obviously greater, so you do that plus 6. Always, 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 please align your digits values so that it's clear that you know what you're adding. Okay, so this is obviously in the ones place and then ones place, so you would do 2 plus 6. 2 plus 6 is, you can count with your fingers, 8. And then you don't have any tens you have to add, so you just bring down the 7, and then it'll be 7 plus 8, which is 78 in total. And same thing for here, we're adding 72. Make sure you align your numbers according to the digits, right? And then you would always work from here to here, right to left. So 2 plus 0 is obviously 2 because you're not adding anything. And 7 plus 6 is, you can use your fingers, it'll be 13. Okay, now when you pronounce this, it is not 13-2. It is, this is ones place, tens place, hundreds place, right? So it will be 132. So let's write 132. Nice. Okay, let's do number 4. We have 59 plus 1. Okay, same format here. We're going to put the bit larger number on top. Adding, right? Not subtracting. 1. See how it's like neatly organized with the column? So then it's easier to differentiate. So this is in the ones value, right? So 9 plus 1 equals 10. Whenever you're solving these kind of problems, if you reach up to 10 or more, you're going to, we have how many ones here? 0 ones. So we put 0, and then we give the 10 to the next tens place, right? So we're just combining all the tens we have. So that would be 1 plus 5. 1 plus 5 will equal 6. And when you read this, it will be 60, right? Okay, now 59 plus 10 we have right here. Okay, so again, make sure you know your digits and their values. And then we do 9 plus 0. You're not adding anything, which is 9. And then 5 plus 1, which equals 6. 6, right? So in total, our answer would be 69. Pretty straightforward, right? Okay, now we're moving on to estimating. I hope everybody is familiar with estimating. If not, when a number, any number, it could be any number, ends the last digit right here, which is usually always the ones place. If it's 5 or greater, then you would round up to a 10. But then if it's less than 5, you round up to 0. So basically how that looks like is if you have like 28, this is more than 5, right? So then you would round it up to 10, right? And you would just give away this 10 to the tens place, which is just 30. And then you have 21. This is obviously less than 5, right? So that will be rounded up to 20, leaving it as a 0. So let's apply that to here. We have number 1 here, right here. We have 18 plus 5. Okay, now here we're gonna estimate each number and just add them. This is always not going to be accurate, so don't ever use this in real life, but they want us to specifically estimate here. Okay, 18 rounded up would obviously be 20, right? Because the 18 is larger than 5, so you would give away 110 to the other place. And the 5 rounded up would be 10, right? Because 5 or more, you automatically round up to 10. So then if you add this, it would be what? 0, and then 2 plus 1? 3, right? So that's 30. So that's obviously greater than 20. So that will be your answer. Let's look at number 6. 29 plus 15, okay? So this one, we will also estimate each number and add them at the end. So 29 rounded up would be 30, right? Because 9 is greater than 5, so you would add 110 to the other place. And then 15 will be rounded up to 20, right? Because 5 or 5 more, which would be 20. So then if you add these up, it would be 0, and then 3 plus 2, 5. And 50 is obviously greater than 40, so your final answer would be greater than 40. Nice. Okay, now we're gonna write a subtraction problem and an addition problem using the same numbers, okay? So let's pick any number, it actually doesn't matter. So we'll do 17 minus 6, and then 17 minus 6, no, plus 6. So here, this is something we weren't familiar with, right? Subtraction, we're familiar with addition, right? So let's go over this one first. So 17 plus 6, remember to always have your columns straight so you know your digits. So 7 plus 6, they're all in the ones place, so 7 plus 6 will equal 13, right? But this is not how you write it. You keep the ones, how many ever ones you have, and add that 110 to the next place. So that'll be 1 plus 1, which equals 23. So you should obviously result in a greater number when you're adding something, right? But when you're subtracting a number, you should result in a smaller number than before. So 17 minus 6. So make sure you have your column straight. And we're minusing ones from ones. So basically you would go 7 minus 6, which is, you take away 6, you're left with 1, right? And then you just bring this 1 down because there's nothing subtracting from this 1 right here. So you just bring it down, it'll be 1. So your final answer would be 11. Okay. And when we have a number that is, when the ones place is less than your given, from what you're minusing, like this one right here, you borrow from the tens place because it's greater. So the tens place, it's gonna help you. So 2, right? So you borrow 110, which plus 6 will equal to 16, right? And from there you can minus the 8. And if you minus that, that will equal, count it with your fingers, it will equal 8, right? Make sure you have the column. Yeah, have 8, right? And then you stole 110, right? So technically it's 2 minus 1. Minus 1, you'll be left with 1. So your final answer would be 8 in this case. So you can borrow from a 10 if you don't have enough ones. Okay, now moving on to word problems. Okay, there are 75 paper clips on the desk. Mrs. Lawson puts 16 more on the desk. How many paper clips are there in all? When they use this phrase called in all, they want you to add, okay? So if we add right here, we have 75, same format, always addition. So we place it right here, and then put 16 more to the desk. Okay, make sure you set your column straight. So 5 plus 6, what is that? It will equal to 11, right? So you keep the ones here, and then you give another 10 to the tens place right here. So 7 plus 1, and don't forget the 1 you gave, which will be 8. So your final answer would be 81 paper clips.